What's up, incredible humans? Today we're unlocking the untapped superpowers hiding in plain sight, straight from Manoj Tripathi's The Power of Ignored Skills. Forget the flashy, overhyped abilities. This book zeroes in on those low-key strengths, empathy, intuition, adaptability, that quietly shift everything. Stick around if you're ready to supercharge your life from the inside out. Let's dive in and claim those hidden edges. Scene 1. The Hidden Spark. Setting. A bustling cafe, steam swirling from cups, the hum of chatter forming a soft soundscape. Characters. Aharia, her gaze drifting, an elder mentor, calm and composed. Action. The mentor leans in, voice warm but insistent. When was the last time you kept your eyes peeled for the subtle, the unnoticed gesture, the half-formed idea, a shifting mood? A silence crackles as Aharia realizes she's been skimming life's soul. Takeaway. Tripathi calls out, ignored skills, those undervalued yet potent abilities like emotional attunement, quiet confidence, micro-awareness, that can reshape our trajectory, if only we notice them. Key phrases. Low hum of insight, subliminal habits, unspoken gravitas. Scene 2. The Mirror of Observation. Setting. Twilight in Aharia's bedroom, soft lamplight bouncing off the mirror, casting elongated shadows. Action. Aharia stands before the glass, watching the flicker of emotion in her eyes, spasm of tension in her jaw, a shadow of impatience in her stance. She catches herself. Takeaway. Tripathi emphasizes awareness itself as a skill, the capacity to witness our internal micro-movements and subtle self-betrayals, and reclaim agency. Key phrases. Inner flicker, micro-expressions revealing macro-truths, self-observation as a superpower. Scene 3. The Quiet Connection. Setting. A dim, leafy park at dusk, crickets chirping under a hush of twilight. Action. Two strangers argue, voices sharp but fading. Aharia leans in, no force, just a perceptive tilt of her head and a gentle question. Tension dissolves like mist. Takeaway. Tripathi spotlights, soft empathy, that subtle art of reading emotional currents, responding with gentle attunement, bridging unspoken divides. Key phrases. Emotional ripples, attuned presence, unspoken diplomacy. Scene 4. The Creative Twist. Setting. A cluttered studio brimming with half-finished canvases, color splotches on floors. Action. Aharia hesitates, then lets go, swoops a bold, messy brushstroke across canvas. Her breath catches, laughter spills out. Creation blooms where control fell away. Takeaway. Tripathi points to playfulness, improvisation, and creative daring as powerful yet often dismissed skills, seeds of innovation lying dormant until we dare to release them. Key phrases. Creative swerve, playful rupture, spontaneous ignition. Scene 5. The Resilience Ripple. Setting. Rain-slick street at night, neon signs reflected in puddles. Action. Plans crumble, Aharia's urgent meeting vanishes like steam. But she pivots, offering assistance to a stranded stranger. A shared resource, a quick idea, and suddenly two plans become one working solution. Takeaway. Tripathi names this quiet force, adaptive resilience, the ability to reroute, rebuild, and respond with creative resourcefulness even when the roadmap erases itself. Key phrases. Resilience in motion, creative pivot, proactive improvisation. Scene 6. The Empowered Self. Setting. Dawn on a softly lit stage, golden light leaking in. Aharia's silhouette steps into the spotlight. Action. With steady breath, she begins. I used to think I was just ordinary, until I realized, every tiny insight, every empathic pause, every playful detour, that was not ordinary. That was power. A hush falls. Takeaway. Tripathi's core message rings clear. Real power often hides in the mundane, the little skills we ignore but that ultimately define us. Scene 7. The Listening Edge. Setting. A crowded networking event, glasses clinking, overlapping voices. Action. Instead of competing to speak, Aharia leans in and listens deeply, catching details others miss. A hesitation, a mispronounced name, a flicker of doubt. Takeaway. Tripathi underscores active listening as a high-value but underused skill. When you truly listen, you hear more than words, you hear opportunities. Key phrases. Listening between the lines, auditory intuition, mining meaning from pauses. Scene 8, the patience play. Setting. A slow-moving train, rain streaking the windows. Action. Aharia sits still, resisting the urge to check her phone. She lets the moment breathe. In the stillness, ideas align, problems untangle themselves. Takeaway. Tripathi reframes patience as a strategic skill, not passive waiting. By slowing down, you see angles and solutions speed-blinded people miss. Key phrases. The velocity of stillness, waiting as weapon, time-bending calm. Scene 9. The curiosity loop. Setting. A small market buzzing with smells of spice and sizzling food. Action. Aharia asks a vendor why his bread smells different. One question leads to a recipe, then to a cultural story, then to a potential business idea. Takeaway. Tripathi champions curiosity as the root of cross-pollinated ideas. Asking, why, can open more doors than knowing how. Key phrases. Chain reaction of wonder, idea pollination, serendipity by question. Scene 10. The strategic silence. Setting. A tense meeting room, negotiations at a standstill. Action. Instead of filling the air, Aharia lets silence stretch. The other side fidgets, then makes a better offer. Takeaway. Tripathi reveals silence as a power move. Space makes others reveal their hand and allows your presence to feel more commanding. Key phrases. Charged stillness, speaking without words, the pause that tilts the table. Perfect. I'll expand this to 20 dense, cinematic scenes so your audience gets a truly deep, scene-by-scene journey through the power of ignored skills by Manoj Tripathi. I'll keep the punchy, visual style we've built, layering each scene with richer imagery, action, and takeaway messages. Scene 11. The body language decoder. Setting. A busy airport lounge, people moving like streams. Action. Aharia notices a man tapping his foot faster than his words, anxiety wrapped in a smile. She adjusts her tone to make him comfortable. Takeaway. Reading micro-signals in posture and gestures lets you navigate social spaces more effectively. Tripathi calls it nonverbal fluency. Key phrases. Silent sentences, posture whispers, eyes that speak louder than mouths. Scene 12. The reframing lens. Setting. A kitchen table with a crumpled rejection letter. Action. Instead of mourning, Aharia reframes it. This isn't failure, it's feedback. Energy shifts from despair to strategy. Takeaway. Tripathi says mental reframing transforms obstacles into opportunities, turning emotional weight into forward motion. Key phrases. Mental alchemy, turning loss into leverage, perspective is power. Scene 13. The small talk gateway. Setting. An elevator ride with an unfamiliar neighbor. Action. Aharia asks, noticed your plants. How do you keep them so healthy? The question blooms into a friendship, then a business referral. Takeaway. Tripathi reframes small talk as a gateway to deeper connections, not meaningless chatter. Key phrases. Doorway conversations, casual seeds, unexpected harvests, rapport in a sentence. Scene 14. The micro-experiment. Setting. A home office cluttered with sticky notes. Action. Aharia tries a 10-minute tweak to her morning routine, skips news, writes gratitude notes. The whole day feels lighter. Takeaway. Tripathi advocates for small-scale experiments that cost little but yield huge shifts in energy and productivity. Key phrases. Low-risk innovation, miniature revolutions, daily micro-labs. Scene 15. The complement catalyst. Setting. Grocery store checkout line. Action. Aharia compliments the cashier's efficiency. The clerk beams, service speeds up, the whole line feels lighter. Takeaway. Tripathi highlights authentic compliments as social accelerators, low effort, high return. Key phrases. Praise with purpose, micro doses of joy, verbal sunshine. Scene 16. The pre-commitment edge. Setting. A gym early morning, weights clanging in the background. Action. Aharia texts a friend, promising to run 5 kilometers tomorrow. The public commitment forces her to follow through. Takeaway. Tripathi stresses that pre-commitment taps into accountability psychology, making goals stick. Key phrases. Future lock-in, commitment as fuel, spoken goals, lived reality. Scene 17, the reverse perspective. Setting: a conference hall with heated debate. Action: Aharia argues her point, then stops and argues the other side. The room quiets. Takeaway: seeing through the opposite lens builds credibility, empathy, and stronger solutions. Key phrases: mental inversion, opponent's shoes, strength through surrender. Scene 18, the sensory reset. Setting: a mountain trail at sunrise. Action: Aharia pauses, closes her eyes, and just listens to birds, wind, her heartbeat. Takeaway: Tripathi explains that sensory resets clear mental clutter and sharpen focus. Key phrases: auditory cleanse, presence pulse, recalibrating through stillness. Scene 19, the gratitude anchor. Setting: a noisy train commute. Action: Aharia lists 3 things she's grateful for. Her mood lifts instantly despite the chaos. Takeaway: gratitude is a portable emotional anchor, small but transformative. Key phrases: joy triggers, mental sunshine, portable positivity. Scene 20, the teach back power. Setting: a classroom after hours, chairs stacked. Action: Aharia teaches a colleague what she just learned from a webinar, realizing she understands it better now. Takeaway: Tripathi shows that teaching solidifies learning, it's the final step in mastery. Key phrases: learning by giving, knowledge boomerang, explain to retain. Boom! That's the power of ignored skills clipped into high-impact scenes. Here's the deal: empathy, curiosity, flexibility. They're not just feel-good buzzwords, they're hidden engines of growth. What's one subtle skill you're gonna tap into today? Drop it in the comments, smash that like button if this resonated, and hit subscribe for more idea-fueled deep dives. Until next time, stay sharp, stay playful, and keep honoring the quiet power within. See you soon.